So we now have Glenda. Hey, Glenda. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, doing good. We got our times a little bit kind of messed up, but here we are. Thank you so much for being here and coming on a few minutes early. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Of course, I'm able to. I was traveling, so I couldn't do too much, but
Right, right, absolutely. But hey, guys, let me tell you about Glenda. Glenda also has a couple shows actually on our YouTube channel and on the Conscious Awakening Network. And she can tell you about those in just a second. But she is an intergalactic and interdimensional channel with the Council of Nine and other entities of light. As their conduit to the enlightened humans, she is called to facilitate, and they bring guidance and messages of hope, wisdom, and healing energies so that they may empower positive change in this lifetime. That just barely, not even scratches the surface of everything that Glenda does. So go ahead and tell them about your website where they can find you. And guys, you got to check her out too.
well, thank you. GlendasMagicalCreations.com. And that will give you a little bit about myself. There's a lot more that I just haven't listed. Basically, because when the need is there, somehow the student or the person that needs it will show up. And then we will discuss what it is that they need. Um, so welcome today. Basically, like Sheila said, I do have a couple of podcasts. One is channeling the Council of Nine and other light beings, and then the other one is Glenda's Dragon's Den, and that I bring different guests so they could give us different aspects of their experiences. Now, that could be galactic, that could be channeling, that could be psychic, that could be just an author who was inspired, and the way they were inspired is what helps others. So, every single person that comes on the show in Glenda's Dragon's Den comes with different experiences, so everyone can see that there's differences, but yet we're the same. You could call it tomato, you could call it tomato, they're all basically the same thing. I like Sheila said, there's a lot of things that I still do that I haven't, she hasn't listed, or I haven't listed. Um, there is another show that's called Paranormal Dolls, and that comes on Mondays, and that is basically geared towards paranormal, whether they're investigators or researchers or just enthusiasts, people that like to share their experiences. Now, when we talk about paranormal, it isn't just ghosts, just so people understand that. There's a lot of celebrities that we have brought in that can share their experiences as well. And then I also provide a Reiki clinic on Monday nights, and that is an actual Reiki session that is done in sort of meditative state. And I send out the energy. Your higher self picks up exactly what it needs, and that is every single week. And so if you have any questions about anything, of course, contact me at glendasmagicalcreations.com. Now, with that being said, um, I just want to get you to appreciate what I am going to uh, present today by just standing in the moment, in this very moment, in pondering the concept of we are all part of one consciousness. Just, just let that sink in. Let that really truly be what you experience, what you let your mind think, what it goes through your psychic, your everything about you. And as you're pondering that statement, I will explain a little more about the spiritual practice of shamanism. Now, shamanism was the oldest form of spiritual practice known to humankind. And although There are many headings for shamanism, such as galactic shamanism, celestial shamanism, earth shamanism, and even Egyptian shamanism. The spiritual basis is the same. The ancient ways of shamanism are ingrained deep within our psyche and are immensely powerful. Shamans believe we come from source and go back to source. So we come from love and we go back to love. We come from oneness and we go back to oneness. We are all one with source and we are all part of all. Although shamanism, of course, like every other spiritual practice and everything else, has evolved from somewhat rigid methods to a more intuitive work with the cosmic beings in this very moment, especially by exchanging geometric codes, hieroglyphics, symbols, frequencies, sounds, transmissions, and colors that affect change on a quantum level within the body, the DNA, and the brain itself. And even though the tools shamans employ today may be different from those in the ancient times, shamans are here to work with all aspects of the psyche by accessing records from multiple dimensional lives, multiple dimensional beings, multiple dimensions, period. They have come to understand that what ancient civilizations consider gods and goddesses were most likely galactic beings that were willing to show themselves to help humanity in time of need. Using, for example, light language, shamans have the ability to reprogram and activate dormant DNA. Shamans understand that all living beings have a soul, no matter what it is, and all are considered to be sacred and of divine purpose. In spiritual tradition known as shamanism, all shamans journey through three major worlds to obtain wisdom and receive help from beings in each world. The three worlds are generally known as the upper world, the middle world, and the underworld. The middle world is the world we live in, the physical world, and the astral. And this is the level where the cycle of life exists in all forms that make up the natural world. That connection with everything that's around us. That's where this middle world really influences us. When you go into nature and see a rabbit and all of a sudden you just stop, you pay attention, you could just almost feel whether that rabbit is hungry, whether that rabbit is anxious, whether that rabbit is just very content and peaceful. And although the middle world has two main parts, the physical and the astral, together they represent nature, animals, humans, stones, crystals, water, and insects, to just name a few. The astral side of the middle world, for example, contains fairy folk, elves, nature spirits, and many other types of spirits. These beings are often seen on special astrological enhanced nights or by humans that walk around with higher vibrational frequencies. That is why you have some people saying, I want to look for fairies, but I can't find them. Well, just bring your frequency to a higher place and you will be able to walk among them and you will be able to communicate with them. Now, the underworld is where shamans find ancestors, monsters, chaotic spirits, and tools for healing. Yes, the underworld has a lot of tools that we use to heal ourselves, to heal others, to heal our environment, even to heal other dimensions or beings in other dimensions. It is believed that upon death, the physical body, the spirit would dissolve back into the earth so that it can rest and rejuvenate prior to continuing its journey. This world also holds beings that are too chaotic for other worlds so that they would not cause destruction upon the universe. This world, of course, has a lower frequency than the middle world. The upper world is a place now where shamans can find and communicate with the energy of the gods, the goddesses, angels, planets, galaxies, galactic beings, the stars themselves, and other celestial energies and beings. This is the place, this is the level where one may discover the home of the gods, the angels, the home of the galactic beings and the ascended beings, ascended masters, as many refer them to. This is the level where you find star portals and beings from other parts of the galaxy, the universe and the multiverse. You can discover places of power and knowledge, planetary beings, as well as intelligence and places of healing. Imagine that. You would think that it would just be on Earth. No, it's all over. Remember, we are one. We are part of one. The upper world is the world of the stars, the planets, and the universal energies that humans are now beginning to remember, reconnect, and re-understand. Re-understand. The upper world has a higher frequency than the middle world, of course. The ancient shamans believed that the upper world was a reflection of the middle world. And they believed that man was made in the image of the gods or galactic beings, because to them, galactic beings were gods and gods were galactic beings. Those are the entities or the beings, the gods that rode in shiny round objects, arriving at Earth, or should I say middle world, at times when humanity needed help and guidance with spiritualism or even healing. And sometimes, unfortunately, this offer of help was refused. And that is when things went awry. That is when humanity started getting blinders on. Humanity started forgetting things. Humanity forgot that we were part of everything and everything is part of us. There is a definite connection with spirituality and extraterrestrial beings that we are finally starting to comprehend again, that we are finally starting to open our eyes again to. Many shamans believe that some of the entities that people claim to see, such as angels or spirits, are in fact extraterrestrials. Even those beings are a little chaotic. They're not necessarily just beings, as everything is everything else. To shamans, there is no real difference between an extraterrestrial and a spirit. Both beings in just different or other realms, dimensions, or aspect of our consciousness. We are all in the same, but we are different. Shamanic journeying through the upper world allows you to meet the gods and the angels, correct? Well, those are also the extraterrestrials. The beings from other planets, the beings from other star systems, from other universes. Shamans, by traveling to distant parts of space, experience the human race, that which the human race may never get a chance to discover, because we as humans close our eyes, close our mind, turn off our knowledge as time goes by. Soon as we born, we have all this knowledge, and yet slowly but surely we shut it down. We can travel and meet and communicate with beings from other planets, universes, or galaxies. Just like the earth has nature spirits, shamans can also meet the unique spirits of those distant places. and get insight, receive healing, receive knowledge that is missing to open humanity's eyes, to give humanity healing, and to provide those things that we need to help humanity continue. In shamanism, the main teaching is that spirit is part of all that exists. That is the meaning, really, that is the core of the statement. Creator in us, we are the creator. Creator is one, and we are one. We are part of all, and all is part of us. When I do channel the Council of Nine, or connect with a departed family member, or even receive psychic information during a gallery, a reading, I'm connecting to that one consciousness that, as other oracles, other prophets, other shamans before me have done so many times. This can include a galactic part of me or an essence of my soul. And in shamanism, we communicate or channel with all beings, no matter where they exist, to get healing, to get insight, to look and see the future, to understand everything else that exists around us, whether it's a rock, a stone, whether it's the stars, whether it's the earth, because Mother Earth, Gaia, also has a consciousness and also is living, also has a soul, and is also honored by us. That is one of the reasons as to why, at the core of true shamanism, all comes home to one love, and one love does not compete. We are all one. We share and we guide each other and we uphold each other. We create space, loving space for each other. One love follows best practices to achieve greatest good, united together as one. Now, according to scientists, there are a number of entities from other planets, dimensions, or frequencies. These entities have at different times connected with shamans of different tribes, with different beliefs, and in different customs, in different geographical locations, and imparted wisdom and technology they saw as appropriate for the advancement of that tribe in that place and time. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that important in our lives? That when we find that we cannot get those answers, there are always entities, there are always beings that are here to help us. These entities, some galactic, some at higher frequencies, were interpreted as gods or goddesses. These entities were much more advanced and or ascended, and therefore had the knowledge and understanding that there is no separation, but that we are essentially the same. Particles of the infinite universal energy, fragments of all that is. They have made themselves known or appeared from time to time, so that forgotten knowledge may be rediscovered for healing and for the greater good of humanity. Gaia and all, no matter what dimension or what world we are in. This is one of the main reasons I personally have concluded and have come to understand why galactic beings were interpreted in those olden times, or referred to, or even considered to be ancient gods. Why? Because they arrived with knowledge that at that moment, and healing that at that moment, humans did not have. They did not, they may have had it, but they've forgotten about it. They've forgotten how to access that information. They've forgotten how to raise their vibrations. So we needed their presence. We needed their knowledge. They arrived with knowledge, lessons, and understanding of infinite knowledge so that humanity would continue to exist and thrive. And as I see it, now is the time to pay attention to our divine self, acknowledge our oneness with each other, awaken and become aware of other beings from all galaxies to connect to Source in order to improve our human experience. Remember the statement I gave you all before. Do you remember when we started? That beautiful moment where I said, we are all part of one consciousness. And we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenda. That was absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate it. And yeah, throughout time, we have had so many beings on this planet, and
Mhm.
it would be easy. I mean, even today, of course, most people would understand what's happening, but let's
Right.
just 50 or 100 years ago, even
Mhm.
if we had a lot of visitations, if people may not interpret it as, oh yeah, that's our galactic family. So I think that
Correct.
consciousness has gotten to the place now that we're able to really, work with these concepts and anchor in the fact that we are
Mhm.
much more than we've been told that we are,
Exactly.
and that we're part of a much greater galactic society. So thank you so much. Please tell people where they can find you on your website.
GlendasMagicalCreations.com. And I welcome emails, messages. I'm open anytime.
Yep. And you can always find her on the consciousawakeningnetwork.org and on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks.